friends, Crystal Keim here, and welcome back to Keim Farms. Today we're going to be going around and harvesting some of our okra. It's one of my favorite things to grow and I love the blooms on it. And come along with me, I'll show you around the garden while we go. Okra is one of my favorite things to grow. It seems to be pretty easy, it doesn't come with a lot of challenges, and I also love the okra blossom. I just think they look so pretty. Here, let's take a look at them. Isn't that pretty? Here on the farm right now, we have about 30 raised beds for all of our produce. 3 of those beds currently have okra in it. This is the most okra we've ever grown. Usually last year I did 1 bed full of okra because you can get a lot from just 1 plant. This okra here was grown from seeds that we saved from last year. This is the Spineless Clemson Spineless number 80. We also have a mixed variety down here later in the garden. You can see here, these are significantly a little bit taller. I had to replant some of those down there so they got in a little bit later. But these are taller, they're over my head. You can see our gazebo. This has a mixture variety of red, some green, some red tip, all sorts of fun okra. This here is our final bed of okra. It's about the similar height to the other one. This has a good mix too. This has some red, some green, and one of the red tips as well. I gotta go back and get my basket and scissors and we'll get started on harvesting some okra. Now the okra is kind of overgrown in the aisles. Kind of have to slide past it. I'm gonna be giving you guys a few tips about harvesting your okra. The first one is your okra can be spiky. Now I know that they say spineless, but there's still some poke. So if you touch the stem directly or the tips of the plant, you can kind of get pricked. So I would recommend, if you're sensitive to those pricks, to wear gloves or long sleeves. For me, I've gotten used to it over the years and it doesn't really bother me, so I still use my hands. I'd also recommend using a scissors or some gardening shears to help you cut off your okra. It is pretty tough. The thing about okra is it like grows like a tree. I don't know if you guys can tell. This is my hand here. That is how big around the base of these okras are, and it will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And each stalk is just hardy and thick too. So it's pretty tough to just pull the pods off. Occasionally you can, but it's much easier if you use a pair of scissors or shears. And I spotted a guy while I was looking at our okra. I just thought I would hop over here and show you. You guys see that little grasshopper there? Isn't that pretty? I love finding all the different critters in the garden. Don't want to scare him off. Oh, he sees me. Hey buddy. Let me go ahead and show you some of the things you look for when harvesting your okra. If you're new to okra, you may not know this. Some of you I know that watch my videos, you guys have been doing this for a long time, so you know all this good stuff. But for anybody that's new to okra, you have a main stalk that grows from the center, and then you'll have stalks that come out. And each stalk produces flowers that turn into your okra. Which is like basically a seed pod. It will start out as a flower. I'll show you here, these beautiful blossoms, and then it will turn into a small pod and the flower will drop off. I don't see any around that still have their flower. Sometimes they'll have their flower still attached. See if I can find a example for you. This one here still has a blossom on it. That will fall off. Sometimes these can fall off and they will get fuzzy or moldy. Nothing to worry about, it's just the flower decomposing. Okay, So it will turn into a pod. This pod here is too small for collecting. You want to let it grow a little bit larger. So that one there is too small as well. This here is about the size that I like to pick. So it's like a little bit longer than my finger. It's about 4 inches tall. This one here is another one. If we leave this much longer, it would be too big. Let me see if I have an example of one that's getting too big. Oh, I see one back there if we can get to it. That one there, this one here, oh, can you guys see that? This one is just about starting to get too big. We can probably still eat this one. Oh. Another thing, if you don't have your scissors, which I can't use 2 hands, twist. That's what I do. So this one here, this is still good for eating, but you can feel that it's starting to get a little firmer. So once it kind of feels firm and hard and not as squishy, those are too tough to eat. But this one is still good. And we will use it up. One thing about okra that you'll want to know too is it is slow to start. When you first plant it, it stays really small for a long time, but then once the heat of summer comes in, they just shoot up and they get really, really tall. And once the pods and the flowers start coming on, you have to consistently come out and harvest your okra. So I harvested okra last night, and yet today, as we go through, you'll see there's pods that need to be harvested in the morning. So okra is one of those things, once it starts producing, you'll need to harvest every single day if you want to make sure your pods don't get too big. For me, I even harvest twice a day sometimes, because that's how fast it can grow from being just the right size to too big. There's a couple pods there. Now, one thing you'll have to watch out for is these little side ones. These are the ones that I always miss. If I'm gonna miss one, it will be coming off the sides, because I always look up to the tops and you'll have these little shoots that come off. Got some there, but they're not quite ready yet. We've got another friend here. This is something to watch out for, but he's a friend in the garden. Let me show him to you real quick. That guy right there is an assassin bug. It is a wheel bug. He is an assassin bug. Now he can bite you, but he is a beneficial bug in the garden. So he's a beneficial bug. So you want to watch when you're putting your hands into your garden, not to disturb some of your friends. This guy, I'll probably be careful, work around him. Oh, he just fell. Work around him. But he is a friend and we want to keep him. He'll eat cabbage moths. He will eat Japanese beetles, which do tend to like your okra a little bit. He will eat pretty much any bug that is a pest. Sorry, I get distracted by the bugs. I find them fascinating. All right, let's get back to getting some okra. So this big one here is one of the red tips. Now this is a different variety. You have to know what kind of variety you're growing. This one is a fatter okra, so it goes fatter. So I like to cut those a little bit smaller. So I usually about 2 inches is when I'll cut those. That one I'm gonna get just a little bit bigger. It doesn't have its red tip yet. Let it develop that. And then I also have another variety here right in front of me, where these are a variety that are slender, so you can let them grow a little bit longer and they won't be so tough. So this one you could probably let it grow to about 6 inches before it even starts getting tough. So that's one thing to think about too. And also when you're shopping at farmers markets, observing what kind of variety you have, because typically a lot of people that know okra think, oh, I can't buy if they're too long or they're too big, they won't be good. But if it's a variety like this, the longer ones just means more okra for you, and it's just as tender. So kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at shopping at farmers markets. Oh, I see a huge okra back there that's been missed a few times around. That's one of those slender ones. So this one is still squishy, still small. So this one I probably could even let it go on a little bit longer. Alright, there shouldn't be a whole lot since I just harvested last night, but there are a few. Let's come around to the other side. I almost can't get through this other side. This okra, as you will see, has taken up the pathway. You guys see that? See, looky there, I can't even get through. All right, I've got to show you the stalk on this okra. We're gonna go through my loofah gourd here. It's so pretty. I love my loofah gourd. We'll talk about that later. But come look at the trunks on this okra. See that? Look at this one. This one's like the biggest, craziest one I've ever seen. It's got so many shoots coming off of it. See, I've never seen it make that many shoots. I don't know if it's just this variety, but it's got a lot. But look down here. Look how thick this is. It's another, these are hard to get out. And look at that one there. That one where there is one of those red tip okra. It's huge, it's like a tree. So cool, so fun. We'll go back through the loofah gourds. Ah, see, isn't that cool? Loofah gourds. Super fun. See them? It's kind of dark in here. Good spot to cool off. All right, we got one more box to go through. We've only got a couple since I've harvested last night. But let's see. I know we have a few down here, a few of the red kind. We'll go see what we can find. All right, here we go. Yeah, it looks like we've got several here. I really like this red variety. It's just so fun. I wish they had purple okra. Do they have purple okra? Maybe it's a thing. I don't think so. I've never seen it, but that would be cool. That's about all the okra for today. We might come out and harvest some more tonight, and definitely tomorrow there will be some more. I hope you've enjoyed this video, just checking out our gardening and joining us on this harvest. Be sure to check out our other videos. Also, I have a video coming out this week that will tell us how to make yummy fried okra with this fresh okra from the garden. All right, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye. So you can, I think my grasshopper buddy's over here somewhere. There he is. Oh, now there's two of them. We'll give them some privacy.